2, 1. Hi, hiker, everyone. Hi, hiker. I hope everyone's day is going well today because, mine isn't the greatest. I'm okay, but I have a couple. Don't worry about it. I just accidentally put up my arms for my chair while my thumb was in the way of my chair. Hi, hiker, Berna. Hi, hiker, Dilpano. Welcome. But yeah, I accidentally brought up my chair arms when my thumb was underneath my desk, and, well, it almost certainly really hurt my thumb. Also, hi, hiker, Setsuna. Hi, hiker. It's okay. Though, no worries about ouchies that much. It is fun and fine. My day has mostly been okay, though, other than that, and also a couple of little things. Like, for instance, something that is good about today is I have my favorite beef sauce back. I mean honey, obviously. I have honey back. Like, my parents are the one to get honey, and I ran out of all the honey in the house yesterday, so, today. So yesterday they also got honey for me, and it was the type of honey I liked, and that made me happy. It's a kind of honey that is like, what's the best way to describe it? Also, hi, hiker, Zanza. Hi, hiker. Welcome. So, the type of honey that I'm talking about, honey is delicious? Yes, it indeed is very delicious. But regardless, the type of honey I am talking about is specifically a type of honey that is basically, well, you know how raw foods are often, treated as, like, not regular, the same type of food but actually have more benefits, right? And hi, hiker, Dark Lord Kitten. Welcome. Yay. So basically, to my knowledge, honey is the only type of thing that this actually legitimately applies for, because honey has antibacterial properties. The only real thing that you have to worry about with raw or, untreated honey, although it also doesn't really apply to warmed honey, is that there's, beeswax, well, not warmed, filtered honey, is that there might be beeswax or pollen in there. And a lot of the time, people will try and get rid of those and just leave the delicious bee sauce for you to eat. I joke that, honey really is bee sauce. I also had maple syrup, which is another nice thing that you can have in food. Well, another nice thing that is food-worthy and also nice to eat. Just a very nice thing. I like honey. It is tasty. Very, very tasty. You once ate honey out of a honeycomb in a combine tractor tire? That is a little bit concerning. Why would you eat honey, out of something like that? Either way, though, it's probably fine because honey is so nutritious that it's It really doesn't matter that much, as long as you know. I was also going to have a shower before the stream, but then I realized that the stream was going to, like, you know, the stream was gonna take too long to start, and instead I decided, hey, you know what would be a better idea? If I did something that was essentially splashing my face in water. That was essentially the same thing as, you know, doing that. So I splashed my face in water. And that got me a decent wake up. Because it is pretty early in the morning for me, just for the record. Like, pretty early. You were repairing the tire with your uncle because it was flat in the middle of the field? Yeah, that actually somewhat makes a decent amount of sense, I think. But also, it's just an interesting thing. Very interesting. Super interesting, as a matter of fact. So interesting that, like, you know, Australian Eastern Standard Time, 9 AM, that's when the workday normally starts? Yes, I think that's not early. It is a bit early, or at least it feels early to me, personally. But it's okay. Sometimes you just, you know, have a thing where your early is different to someone else's early, and that's okay. Like, my early used to be a lot later, but now that I have a machine that helps me sleep, it is less early than, you know, it actually was before. And it feels nice. I like being early. At least if I'm early enough, you know? Anyways, a couple of other things. I have been thinking about yesterday's stream and, well, you know, yesterday's stream was kind of a little bit of a mess. Just like a little bit of a mess. Not like a super massive mess or anything, but it was a little bit of one. Also, hi Hiker, boss baby. Hi Hiker. Welcome. But yeah, I think I could have done that stream significantly better. You think having messy streams is normal for streamers? Yeah, but I mean messy as in the sense that it was like, I wasn't really prepared for it. I want to be prepared for streams like that though, because those are streams that I enjoy and like a lot. And I don't want to, like, you know, fail at those kinds of streams. Because that is frustrating, at the very least. Like, it is very frustrating. Also normal for streamers? Yeah, I guess. Most streamers do tend to be pretty unprepared when it comes to streaming. But I want to be different and actually somewhat prepared when it comes to certain streams. Not like every stream in particular, but like certain streams, yeah. I definitely do not want to, you know, not do so hot with all of them. It's just a bit frustrating when I've been thinking up a stream and then I just go like, Ah yes, I shall stream this on this day. And then I stop thinking about streaming it until the day comes, at which point I am absolutely not prepared at all for the stream. I like having better production value than like other streamers because like it's just important. I think like it's just genuinely important to have decent production values rather than like not. And I think it would be better for me because it would allow me to do some nice things. Procrastinator. I might be a bit of a procrastinator, perhaps, maybe, but it's okay. I'm getting better every day. Every day things go on. I'm getting better. And it's making me happy that I'm getting better. I am a bit silly though. Just a little bit. Just a teensy little bit silly, you know? But that's just how I am. If I wasn't silly, I wouldn't be me. Like, seriously, if I wasn't silly, I wouldn't be me. And I am definitely very silly. A very, very silly streamer. A smidge even? Perhaps a teensy little bit. Maybe just a tiny little amount. Maybe even a teeny weeny, itty bitty amount of silly. But that's just how I am, and I like it. I like being silly, it's fun. Hi hiker, JJ Horowitz. Hi hiker, welcome. Should you do another pull for the character you want, or should you wait? You've tried 4 times already. So, I will ask you a question here. Have you spent any money on those pulls? The answer to that question will determine what I am going to say in response to you. Keep rolling the dice? Maybe, but depending on whether or not a certain thing has happened. Have you already spent money? Not yet? Would you be spending money by doing another pull? Most gamblers lose before they win big. Yes, but also, gambling is not good. Just generally not good. You know? But if you won't spend any money, I see no reason for it. But if there's no reason that you're going to be spending any money, then in that case, go ahead, keep on doing it. Because it's only really a problem when it actually costs a lot of money. So if you're not using money, then that is completely fine by my estimation. Like, I'm being a bit silly here, but like, there's no reason not to do it if you haven't spent any money. And if you're not going to be spending any money from it. But if you are going to be spending money, that is the point where doing it would perhaps be a bit of a bad idea. To sum up my answer, I want you to spend all your hard-earned currency. That does actually sound a bit right, a little bit. But yeah, currency is less important than actual money. So, if you do not have to spend money, then in my opinion, you shouldn't have to worry about things in particular. In that case, it's time. Okay. You can do it! Yeah. I'm being a bit silly, but you know what I mean. Sometimes that kind of thing is just what you want to do. And if it's what you end up doing, then that's okay. As for a couple of other things today, yesterday I went to a place that is regularly portrayed as, and from my own memory, is kind of a bureaucracy local place. It was, you know, a very, very, very big surprise then that it really didn't end up as badly as I thought it was gonna be. Like, it was a decently nice place, and things were not anywhere near as bad as I had remembered. So, I guess that kind of happens sometimes, which is a good thing. It was a local place that was also very, very big and stuff. It's a place that plenty of Australians have to go to when people have to do things. It did take a bit of time, but it, in the end, ended up well. It was nice and good. Excuse me. Yawn. Yawn, 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 yawn. Also, another thing today that is interesting, I am at home alone. Often I am not at home alone because someone else will be with me at this house. But I am here without anyone in the same house as me. Because, well, you know, working of course, but also non-working engagements that other people are doing. It is, yay, very, very fun. I'm just mostly excited that I am going to be able to do, like, things today and stuff. But it's a little, you know, I'm also excited to be drinking my bee sauce tea. By which I mean honey, if anyone didn't hear me before. Bee sauce, my favorite. Anyways, I am also going to say well, it didn't work. Do not spend $20,000 on a gacha to get a digital PNG of a waifu. That is not good. You should spend that money somewhere else or save it. It is important. I'm sorry. Like, sometimes gachas are, they're gachas. A lot of the time, gachas have this predatory currency thing where often they will, well, basically they have the thing they're gonna just force you to spend a bunch of money on it, even if you have saved up a lot of nice currency, because there is a difference between free and non-free currency. Waifu is more important than having a house? I do not think so. Unfortunately, having a house, or food, or electricity is more important, I think, at least. But yeah. Do not force yourself into a predatory spending thingy thing. That's just like a bad idea, you know? You'd give up your house for your waifu? Well, that would depend on what type of waifu it would be. But anyways, regardless, do not spend money on gachas, people. Gachas are bad to spend money on, and it just takes and takes and doesn't give you anything physical. If you have to spend money on gambling, spend it on physical trading cards instead. That way, you can have things that people will actually want to buy as a collector by holding on to things. I am joking, obviously. Don't do that. Don't spend all your life savings on trading cards. But like, trading cards are objectively just bad. Better investments than things like, what's it called? They're just better investments than gacha games, because you can have waifus that are trading cards and also have waifus that are physical instead of, that good old cardboard crack. That's true. That's true. You should have said you were joking sooner. I've already spent all my money on cards. Yeah, I know how that feels, honestly. I do that a lot. I spend too much money on cards, but I also try to keep the cards less thingy. Well, now you're gonna do both. I don't know if that's a good idea. But still, card games are fun. gacha games are also fun, but the thing about gacha games is people can always take gacha games offline. Unless someone comes to your house and physically tears up your trading cards, they can't really do that with trading cards for trading card games. And I feel like that would be worthy of like an insurance thing if someone literally came to your house and tore up all your trading cards. Or not necessarily insurance, but you probably know what I mean by that, right? Like, you could probably sue them for a bunch of money if that actually happened. Anyway, now for another sip of bee sauce. I like honey. It is delicious and healthy and also important and just generally pretty good for you, I think. Like a great man once said, I'm not here for a long time but a good time. I am not sure who that quote is from. I have heard it before from multiple sources, but I'm not sure. I'm not here for a long time but a good time. What? Apparently, there's a couple of different people who are saying this. Why not a long and good time? Yes, why not a long and good time? A long and good time is especially good as compared to simply a long time or a good time, in my opinion. They are not mutually exclusive whatsoever. They're cool, both cool, and I like them both. It is extremely important to just care for yourself. And caring for yourself is really fun and nice and good. So you should do that if you don't already. I personally enjoy it a lot. Caring for myself, that is. It's nice. And if you're able to care for yourself, you can do a lot of different things. Like, you can just, have a good time. Talk to people. Have fun with people. Do stuff with people. Do stuff alone. Have fun alone. And you can do it for a very long time. No, don't get rid of your bed. That's a bad idea. That is a very silly idea. Honestly. Is the purpose of the chatting stream for me to deliver life advice? Apparently. I do not know, but apparently. Anyways, speaking of chatting, how about we chat about what we had for breakfast today? What did everyone have for breakfast today? Like, this morning I had waffles, which I toasted once. Then I heard something and went over to fix something. Then I realized, oh, whoops, the waffles are not going to do anything. Then I went back out to the waffles and toasted them again, or reheated them again, rather. Also, hi Heiko, beginner players. Hi Heiko. Welcome, welcome. But like I said, I went back out to the waffles, reheated them again, and then I went away for a bit again. So I did some more fixing because something had gone wrong somewhere with my stuff. And then I went back again and reheated the waffles a third time. And then after I reheated the waffles a third time, I poured it on and ate them. Also, hold on a sec, I think I must have missed something today. Excuse me for 1 second, I will go check something super quickly. I really hope I really hope it is not what I have worried about. It's probably not, but you know, there's a reason to worry. You didn't have anything to eat because you forgot? You should always remember to eat. Eating is very important. Also, unfortunately, I do not stream chess beginner players, but I may one day perhaps do it. Now excuse me for a second, I shall go back and check something that I needed to check. So it turns out I was correct. I did indeed actually forget something. The thing that I forgot was an important thing for me that I really, really should not be forgetting. That is important. The only thing you eat is the feet? Perhaps. Perhaps. I will not falter. Hi, Heiko, silly vanilla. Hi, Heiko. Welcome, welcome. Not falter in what, may I ask? There are many things people would not falter in, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. You don't have to sell your home because you can just get her with pity? Oh, that is true. You will get her in pity rolls. Nice. Pity rolls are very good for the thingy thing. If you know what I mean, I have a bit of a runny nose today, so... Excuse me if I blow my nose a couple of times, but yes, pity is good, as long as you don't spend too much money to get that pity roll, which I don't think you should spend with anything, really. if you lose enough times, they just let you buy the character. Oh, that's good then. That's good. That is very good. I enjoy it. Yay. But regardless, I am a bit sleepy. It is early in the morning still, so, you know, sleepy sleepers. It's not great to be a little bit sleepy, but it is okay if you are a little bit sleepy and just, you know, generally feeling okay otherwise. But I'm a little bit sleepy and generally not feeling okay otherwise, so, you know. That is just how it tends to be. Sometimes you are sleepy, sometimes you are not the sleepy. I am the sleepy, but the sleepy is also me. I don't know what I'm saying. You can understand me, right? I'm just like, I'm pretty much being half like ununderstandable. I don't know what the best part of it to say is, but you know. It's fine. I'll be fine. I probably just need a bit more sleep or something. I did not have the greatest sleep last night, so after the stream, I might actually sleep a little more or something. I'm a poet? Perhaps true. Perhaps. Maybe, Ben. Maybe. I am a poet. A sleepy one, at least, but a poet, perhaps. But chatting is quite silly. At least my chatting is quite silly. I like my chatting, you know? It's fun, though. Even if it's quite silly. Like desks. You know, I have a desk. It is nice and fun. And I have a controller on... Why am I just talking about nothing? I'm just talking about nothing at this point. Like, what's the point? What's even the point of talking about nothing? People will enjoy you talking about nothing, but nothing is more enjoyable than talking about things. Sometimes. Well, actually, nothing is not more enjoyable because it's not anything. Instead, it's more enjoyable to talk about nothing instead of nothing being enjoyable, I guess. Isn't that my job? I am a streamer. True. By the way, if anyone has a topic to suggest, I will not listen and instead will keep on rambling. Because that is what I do as a streamer. I just keep on rambling every day of the week. But also, not really. You can suggest a topic. I'll probably actually listen to the topic that you suggest. Because I am getting a bit tired. I don't know why I am particularly tired today, but I am getting a bit tired. There is one problem with my CPAP machine, though, that... Actually, this is a good topic. So, you know how I have talked about getting a CPAP machine lately, chat? Well, see, there is one slight problem with my CPAP machine that makes me think I need to get a slight update with it that would probably help me with my sleep. So, with my CPAP machine, I personally have a little bit of an issue where pretty much I, I try and sleep, but then I wake up in the middle of the night. And in the middle of the night when I wake up, it turns out my throat and nose is actually quite dry. And then I take a drink of water, then I go back to sleep. So then I wake up later with another dry throat and more water. And also you know why you need to wake up in the middle of the night? Like, your body tells you to wake up in the middle of the night because of a very particular reason that is, like, extremely obvious, but Stop being tired, wake up? Never! Okay, but seriously, I do want to be less tired and wake up, because tiredness is not fun. It is the least fun thing of all time, and I dislike it. I am the sleepy EP of all time when it comes to tiredness. I am less sleepy than I used to be, but still the sleepy. It is silly and weird, but I am silly and weird, and I do things. I do many things. Perhaps I should do many things later in the day instead of early in the morning. Especially since I have not fully fixed my sleep yet. I still have a couple of tiny things to go. But otherwise, otherwise, mostly fixed. It's mostly. Not fully, but mostly fixed. I am messing with my controller right now. Will I be less tired later in the day? Honestly, probably yes. Less tiredness is more important, and being awake later in the day will allow me to be less tired, because I'll be awake and not doing things that are quite silly. Unlike how I am doing things that are quite silly today. But silliness is silly of all time. And I am quite silly and quite tired, so I might actually finish up the stream a little early because of the silliness and tiredness. Thanks everyone for coming along to my silly tired rambling. Hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye, Kerr. Sorry I couldn't stream for super long. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye. I am sleepy. Too sleepy. Bye-bye.